Hello, soul listeners. Welcome to A Twin Flame Journey. I'm Aura, and this is a podcast on twin flames. For more videos, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So I just want to say thank you to everyone for so much support and every soul listening who have been following the channel, subscribing. It really means a lot to me. Very much. So I want to get into this episode. Everyone talks about how their other self can kick rocks. But what you don't understand is that's you. Well, the other you. Yeah, they come in and trigger you, but they only return for good when you don't need them anymore. When you aren't dependent on them and you're already following your soulful path, or pretty much are aware of it. You know what you must do, but it isn't something that you are actively pursuing. It's just who you are. It's something that you allow. If you are the spiritual counterpart of the connection, you'll always feel like you need to be doing something to make your runner return, but it's the opposite. It's just that you need to be. That's it. There isn't anything that you need to be doing or actively pursuing. It's trust. You learn to trust the universe, bit by bit, trusting the divine and really allowing everything to unfold. So when they return, and I don't mean when they message you, call you, when they physically return, your ego or anything that you held against your twin flame goes away, because your love for them will always remain. It will never come with attachments, conditions. No, I love you unconditionally because of who you are, not what you can do for me. So you're ready for them when you aren't wondering about a return necessarily, but your life starts to shift in a huge way. In the past, externally, you've lost your job, your home, a close family member, but you have found your peace in such a way that was divinely guided, not forced in any way, or there are attachments. Surrender eventually finds the spiritual counterpart because there is nothing but peace, serenity, and of course you still think about your counterpart, but it isn't filled with obsessive thoughts or attachments to an outcome. So to get more specific, here's how you know. You found your peace. Slowly, the spiritual counterpart of the twin flame connection starts to trust the divine bit by bit. You're not trying to control anything about the journey, and you're not trying to actively pursue anything when it comes to the journey to make anything happen externally, because it's just who you are. You learn to adapt to who you are. This next part that I want to talk about too is relationships either get better or they fall away completely. And there's a quote that comes to mind, and it's from this musical called My Fair Lady. And the character in there, Eliza Doolittle, she says, begin quote, "The difference between a lady and a flower girl is not how she behaves, but how she is treated." End quote. So you'll notice a difference in how you are treated over a period of time as you get closer to union with your twin flame. People will notice you as you walk down the street. People will treat you much differently. You can't take everyone with you when you're on a journey like this. Why? Because if you did, you would feel stuck constantly. Everything is about energy, and it's not good or bad, it's just alignment. So if you're still surrounded by energies that are not in alignment with your union, then it's time for a shift to occur. Next is the repeating numbers. Repeating numbers still exist. If you think that you have escaped all the repeating numbers when you're close to physical union, well, let's just face it, those are not going to go away, especially if you are a spiritual counterpart, because they do exist. And I don't feel like they ever really go away, but they are still there and they continue to be present. So when these numbers appear to you, there's no attachments to them. They're just there. Next is you just know that they are returning. But how do you know they're coming back? Have you asked yourself that question? How do you know? You don't know if they're coming back, but you feel a shift in energy. You will feel lighter. You will feel unattached. Relief is really the biggest word I can use to describe it, and it's more peace than you have felt for a long time, more than anything that has happened in your life. So this next one is you've let go of the past, and I want to talk about this one as well. There is just something about this journey that speaks of the past in so many ways. It can haunt you, trouble you, and you can really get stuck if you are too attached to it. If you're too attached to the past, you're going to feel stuck. But it doesn't come with you when you're on a journey like this. It just doesn't. There's no room for it. There's no room for energy like that. There is constant expansion, but you were meant for greatness, and greatness is always meant for you. So next, you're not afraid to try new things. And this also kind of stems from the stuck energy that we really find ourselves in, or feeling as if we are in. But there's certain energetic patterns, and nothing stirs you more than wanting to do new things on this journey. You're not fearful of what it could bring, but you're more positive about it. Because when we let fear control this journey, we're not truly living. And fear is one of the main things that drives this journey as well. We aren't trying to control our fear, but we just learn to let it go. Healing comes in waves, where healing is a constant stage that we are always in. We can't move on. We can't allow things to come in. There are times when we must let certain things go. Feel things as they come to us. Allow the emotions and release them. If we hold on to them, we can feel stuck, and that's no way to be. That's no way to live or to get to the next stage. So that's when releasing things comes into the mix, because that is how we are set free. That is how new phases come into our lives and how our twin flame returns. And lastly is there isn't anything to figure out. There isn't anything for you to figure out. So as much as we want to physically go to our twin flame, grab them by the arms and shake them and say, "Wake up." We can't. It isn't our job to do that. And it isn't our job to remind them or tell them about the connection, because they already know. They feel it. Even if it doesn't look like it, or they're not doing anything on the external, they know. They most certainly do. They live in a type of fear. That is why they run, and that is why they haven't returned yet. And it isn't up to the other twin to make them see anything. It isn't up to the spiritual twin, the spiritual counterpart to continue to try to make them see. It's up to the spiritual twin counterpart to continue on their soulful path and let go. And it isn't up to the spiritual counterpart to reunite, to get them to reunite. It's up to the divine. They're always the ones in charge. So let go. This concludes this episode. Until next time, I'm Aura, and this is A Twin Flame Journey.